Witam serdecznie w podcaście Coaching na kółkach, programie, w którym omawiamy tematykę coachingu, rozwoju osobistego oraz psychologii pozytywnej w formie nieformalnej dyskusji, które mamy nadzieję są interesujące, zabawne i jednocześnie bogate w informacje. Dzisiaj mamy 5 lutego 2011 roku. Ja nazywam się i jestem gospodarzem tego programu. Witam wszystkich słuchaczy serdecznie. Moimi gośćmi dzisiaj są Magda. Cześć Magda.
Witam serdecznie.
Mamy dzisiaj kolejnego gościa. Mieliśmy dzisiaj omawiać o coaching, książkę, ale mamy specjalną okazję, mamy specjalnego gościa. Mówiliśmy w ostatnim odcinku, że chcemy tak naprawdę zaprosić w miarę możliwości jak najwięcej celebrytów. I tak się składa, że mamy dzisiaj jedną celebrytkę z nami. Jesteśmy bardzo dumni z tego, że ona i zadowoleni z tego, że może być dzisiaj z nami. Osobą tą jest Maureen, więc której wspomnieliśmy wcześniej. Maureen jest naszym mentorem, dyrektorem zarządzającym Positive Success Group. Dalsza część podcastu będzie w języku angielskim, więc przepraszamy z góry wszystkich potencjalnych słuchaczy.
Za pewne może niezrozumienie, ale będziemy się w miarę możliwości starali tłumaczyć.
Więc przejdźmy do podcastu w takim razie. Hey Maureen.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So I was just actually saying that you're our mentor slash guru slash also you're our celebrity star really.
I'm honored.
Yeah, that's usually the way I will introduce you.
Sure.
I don't know why.
I'll try and live up to that.
We are here. I was saying that today is the 5th of February. We're just after our Greystones group. It was actually weekend 5 of our coaching course. And thanks again for being with us here today. It was really good having you here talking about emotional intelligence and actually the importance in coaching. Yeah. Earlier before you actually showed up, I was actually facilitating the executive coaching piece. Yeah. And we were actually mentioning with Magda in one of our previous podcasts that we're all about really the coaching, about the program, which you've actually created, that we follow because it actually works. And there are a couple of questions that we wanted to ask you. What is coaching to Maureen Hewitt right then?
Oh my God, coaching to me is the ability to fulfill my purpose, which is the most important question I've ever asked myself. What's my purpose? My purpose is to help contribute to other people's lives in a positive way, and coaching allows me to do it. So coaching basically is the path I take to fulfill my purpose. It's that important and not simple.
Yeah, it does really sound simple.
I've been spending many years to make it simple.
Simplifying this.
It started as a thesis. It started like 1,000 pages and many words, and it got smaller. And I thought, I'm getting too old to have such a big purpose. So I have worked really hard by coaching myself and by being coached by excellent coaches like yourselves to help me kind of simplify it. But I know that what I want to do with my life is contribute to other people's lives in a positive way. And coaching absolutely allows me to do it. It's the thing that allows me meet people, engage with them, leave a lasting impression on them. It allows them change their lives in a positive way, and that, in return, fulfills my purpose. Of course.
You had changing people's lives.
Yeah, it is, and it's not something that I want to make light of because it sounds so simple. It's not so simple in that you can just click your fingers with this magic. A magic wand or magic dust. It's simple in the sense that there's a process to coaching, and there are steps to take, and there's a structure to follow, and that's how this course was developed. It was developed through our experiences of making changes to people's lives and what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of that is trial and success, learning that worked, but it could work better. How are we going to keep improving it? And the course is therefore constantly evolving, it's constantly changing. You guys would know from working with me for many years now how often I change things.
Oh yeah.
Just when you think you've got it, I go, oh, we've changed it. Because people are changing all the time, and their situations are changing, their relationships are changing, what their challenges are changing. So we have to change how we coach them, and so we change the course to support.
Our listeners don't know that yet, but actually working with you is quite fun and challenging at the same time.
Yeah, could you define what you mean by challenging there?
No, I think I'm going to leave it off the air.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's just not discuss it right now.
In a positive way, of course.
Would you wish to say then that coaching really is about change? Would you say that?
Yes, I would.
Would you say that it's more to it?
Would you say that it's more to it? Well, would you like the simple answer or the Very long answer.
Let's just keep
Simple
it.
the better.
I'm intrigued in both then. Let's just keep it
Okay.
simple first.
So the simple bit is it's all about change. I would say absolutely, because even though you're staying in the same place, you will be changing your mind about how you see yourself. You might be changing your mind about the place you're in and how good it is. So, for example, some of my clients come to me after spending 5, 10, 15 years doing the same job, and they go, Maureen, I'm bored and I want to find what else I can do in my life. I've left school and I've just been doing this job for 15 years. And through the coaching, through awareness, they find that actually where they are is exactly where they want to be. But they've changed their perspective. And they feel, and their attitudes, and they change their view on why they chose to do that job in the first place and what's fulfilling from it. So it is about change, but it's not necessarily about action and physical change.
Right.
It can be a mindset change, an attitude change, an emotional change. But really, it's about changing your level of awareness about what you have and what you're doing with what you have. So that's why I can simplify it back to, it's about change.
It actually sounds very inspiring, especially.
I think what's so inspiring about it, Magda, is that everybody can do it. So it's not down to your age, your stage, your culture, your lack of or too much education or not enough education. It's completely down to understanding how you operate and how you see the world and what bits you want to look at and what's relevant to where you are. So anybody can do it, and that's what's so inspiring. So the people that I work with range from high executives and CEOs of organisations to people on the street, and it's the same process, it's the same structure, and I'm inspired by all those people no matter what they're doing, because they're choosing to change a view or change an attitude or learn to do something differently. That's fantastic.
You were mentioning a few seconds ago a magic word called awareness. And,
Yes.
and at some level it actually sounds really, really easy when we were talking about coaching and actually making changes. But we also do know through coaching and from psychology that actually making a change actually takes some effort, and it doesn't have to be always easy. But at the same time, it also sounds like just through raising awareness, you're allowing yourself to make a change.
Yeah.
Would it be that correct?
You're allowing yourself the opportunity because you're better informed, because you're more aware. But that doesn't mean you will take action. And that's why coaching is so important. People come to coaching, even students who come on the course, may have a very high level of self-awareness. So intellectually they know themselves, they know what works for them, they know what they like, they know what they don't like. But they haven't done the extra piece, they haven't taken action. So when you put a coach with a coachee or a client together, the synergy that they make together provides and enables the action to go with the awareness. So awareness itself isn't enough. You need the awareness and the action piece. And that's why the process and structure of coaching is so important, because it allows for the awareness through what you know and the action through what you do, and to understand who you are, so you're doing them to suit you and be true to you at the same time.
One of the interesting things that I actually read yesterday was one from the books that I borrowed from you. By the way, really, really nice books. If you have more of them, let me know. I'll be more than happy to read all of them.
Absolutely.
One of the books that I was reading yesterday was Performance for Coaching, and it was written by John Whitmore.
Yes.
He's actually saying, it's a really short quote. He's actually saying that the essence of the good coaching is building up an awareness and linking it to responsibility.
Yeah.
Now, how would you link this piece to what you said just a few seconds ago?
Really simply by saying responsibility. The word responsibility means able to respond, and being able to respond is to be able to take action. So again, whether that's action in how you think differently, how you see things differently, or how you feel differently. So it's exactly the same thing. It's just a different way of saying it.
So the responsibility would mean really an action.
It's the doing, being able to respond by doing something different. Yeah.
That's really interesting. The other thing that I wanted to ask you, which I think is even more interesting, that right now everyone's saying that we have a recession and in this economy, like everything is falling apart, and we barely struggle to survive every single day. But at the same time, we do find that there's actually a lot of people really, really interested in taking a course, the coaching course, within the PS Positive Success Group.
Yes.
Now, I'm just wondering, and I'm really curious to ask this question. What is so special about the program that is actually attracting so many people? Because our listeners probably don't know that, but one of the group we have right now, it's a 12 people, 12 Polish people, and we're doing that one of the group. The other groups that we're doing are actually based in Dublin, really.
Yeah.
And on that group, you have 25 people.
Yes.
It doesn't really sound like you're struggling there, you know. I was just
No,
wondering.
Session.
You're right. It's about equipping yourself to suit your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think of what's happened in the last few years to all of us globally, our surroundings have become a place of chaos. So we no longer have the jobs, we no longer have the salaries, we no longer have the bonuses, we no longer have the relationships, we no longer have security.
Mm-hmm.
And that's put us into chaos. And what our course does is it responds to that because it's very current and it's always evolving, as I said earlier. And the first thing it does is it raises your awareness to, you are in chaos, let's acknowledge it, let's be aware of it.
Yeah.
And sit with it long enough, be comfortable together to sit in the chaos so we can know that these are the things that have brought me to chaos, so new ideas can emerge. So the doing that we're talking about is not doing what we used to do before, because we know that doesn't work. It's doing emerging new ideas. It's changing how we used to do things. So it's allowing us accommodate our new skills within our skill set to change and move on. So the course is very current in how it responds to people's needs and where they are, and that's why the demand is always so high. So we haven't developed a course, 10 years ago and stuck to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Our course evolves, and a few years ago, for example, we've always had a high demand, thank goodness. But years ago, it was a lot of it was we were focusing on leadership, and we were focusing on transformation, and now we're focusing on chaos because that's the reality. So if you take our course and do a reality check of what's really needed by people today to really manage themselves in all these situations, we provide all the skills and techniques and tools and support today for what's happening today.
And if I can add something to the recession subject, you were saying we were struggling with survival aspects of our life. Basically, this course was coming to my mind, and I have a privilege to work with Maureen for a couple of years. I noticed that for recession time, it's a great time for reevaluating our values and just reevaluate who we are actually and our belief system. So we can just come out from the chaos to more structured life, more sustainable in terms of our self-development as well. So this is very interesting.
I think you're spot on there, and I think what people have done when they sit in the chaos and they reflect on what went wrong is they reflect that they have probably been living a life that doesn't support their values. So maybe one that's much more materialistic, where they are spending more time spending in shops than spending with their family. So as part of their reevaluation, Magda, you're talking about looking at their values, they understand that family is top of their values, so I'm going to spend more time there. So it gives them a whole new map and plan of how to spend their life and where to spend their time and where they get value from life. And it gives them a coping mechanism, so they stop blaming themselves on why they behaved the way they did, and starts giving them a template of how they can behave moving forward, which is what coaching is about. It's about assessing where you are right now and finding strategies and coping skills on how to move forward. So it's about looking back and realising that didn't work, but not sitting and dwelling in it and not getting stuck in that and spending all the hard emotion in that, by really going, okay, I know that's what it gave me. This is who I am, these are my values today, and this is how I want to live moving forward.
And that's actually very interesting, because one of the two things, it a little bit feels like to me that one of the things that makes the PSG program so successful is the fact that it's constantly changing, and it's basically adapting to current situations, and that's why people are drawn into it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that came to me right now when I was listening to you is also the piece that it's not about the certificate or the paper that you can, shiny paper that you're a coach, and you can coach people and earn those huge amounts of money, especially if you're interested in doing the executive piece.
Yes.
But it's also mainly about your personal development, really, assessing who you really are and what you really want.
Yeah.
It a bit looks like to me, it feels that